Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Throwback Thursday on this channel where we talk about some movie news and then I give you a throwback movie that somewhat relates to it. Today we have to talk about the Supergirl casting. Millie Alcock has been confirmed to be our Supergirl. I'm going to break down kind of what I think about it and then I'll give you our throwback movie review. So let's jump right into it. Now, it has been confirmed that Millie Alcock is our new Supergirl. And I actually thought it would be Meg Donnelly. I thought Meg Donnelly had the advantage here. And they said that's kind of what they were aiming for. To have as many of the voice actors do their parts in the animated as well as in the live action stuff. So what this tells me is Millie Alcock will probably end up being our Supergirl in the animated and the live action stuff. So she could in fact pop up anywhere before the Superman movie just to show she's there. However, I don't think she will. I think that the Superman movie will be where we will see her. And I honestly think it's going to be just a short little scene. Now, Millie Alcock was, of course, in the House of the Dragon, the little prequel series to Game of Thrones. And she was amazing. Everybody absolutely loved that actress. And what made that really funny was that she was recast. And she was recast because the character had to become older throughout the series. Well, a lot of people disagreed with the fact that the character was recast because Millie Alcock did such a wonderful role in the show that people were disappointed. Even though the actress who replaced her as the older version of the character was equally as fantastic, it just really rubbed people the wrong way. Well, I mentioned this because a lot of people fell in love with her performance of this character, including James Gunn. James Gunn had stated that he saw her on this show and decided that she was his frontrunner for Supergirl. However, he had to convince the studio. Of course, he recommended her and they did their audition process as it should be, because just because the director recommends somebody doesn't mean they're the absolute right ones for the role. They still sometimes have to go through that whole audition process to prove themselves, and it was broken down to 3 people. She was one of them and she blew them away. Her performance in the audition was apparently so great that they knew they'd found their Supergirl. So what does this mean for the DCU? I've heard rumors that she is going to be the front runner of the DCU. There's one channel, we won't mention by name, that is actually saying that Supergirl is probably going to be the front runner because Superman's going to be killed off in Superman Legacy. And this, of course, is completely fabricated. This one channel is presenting a lot of things as facts that are just not facts. But that's the thing here. That is what happens. These rumors start to spread that this is the way it's going to go. And that this movie isn't going to be a Superman film at all. And in fact, it is going to be a Superman film. If we see her, she's going to be in a small role. She's not going to outshine Superman because she's getting her own movie to be the character she needs to be. And Superman will not die in his movie because James Gunn loves the character of Superman. It is one of his favorite characters of all time, if not his favorite character of all time. And he would not disrespect Superman by allowing something like that to happen. He would, in fact, honor the character and pay tribute to it in the proper way. I think we're going to get a fun superhero film here. One that makes you feel like you're watching a comic book. And if you watch my channel, you know that I love comic book movies that make me feel like I am reading a comic book. I love to feel like I'm watching a comic book movie that is paying tribute to what its source material is. It doesn't always have to be dark or gritty. And Superman being dark or gritty, there was nothing wrong with it. The Zack Snyder stuff worked, but this is a new era, a new dawn at the DCU. And James Gunn is a traditional superhero fan, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this. He knows more about comics than a lot of people out there. So to have him in this role, have him doing this is really not a bad thing. And Millie Alcock is going to be wonderful, I think. I think she's going to surprise a lot of people. That being said, I want to know what you guys think about her. Do you think that she's the right choice for this role? Let me know. If you would have cast anybody else, who would it have been? Now let's jump into our throwback movie of the week. And our throwback movie of the week is not Supergirl 1984. Oh, no, no. See, we already did Supergirl 1984 as a throwback movie. So I'm going to give you a throwback movie that is from 1984. And it is a comic book movie. And it is a female-led comic book movie. That is Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Now, while this movie is not the most amazing movie out there, it's still a movie that is pretty good. The plot goes as follows. Some archaeologists are investigating a rumor of a mystical healing earth where it's said that some powers are supposed to flow from this mountaintop and be able to heal people. During this adventure, they're led to a mountain where they are killed. And their daughter is raised by a tribe, and she becomes Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Now, this movie stars Tanya Roberts, Ted Wass, and Trevor Thomas. It was directed by John Gillerman and written by Lorenzo Simple Jr. And they had previously collaborated on the remake of King Kong. So yes, this movie is directed by some people who knew kind of how to do that whole Congo thing, how to do that whole jungle storytelling, but yet they did this superhero movie. Now, there is some nudity in this movie, and it's probably not for younger kids. However, back in those days, they had a different set of standards, and it wasn't really frowned upon that much at all to have a little bit of nudity in the PG film. The movie probably would have been PG-13, or possibly a very soft R-rated film if it was made today. But the thing of it is, it was made then. And because of that, there is a little bit of nudity, so you might not want to watch it with your kids until you've watched it and determined if it's okay. Now, if you want a nice little throwback superhero film, it's not the greatest movie in the world. But it is very different from the superhero films that you are used to getting. And because of that, it is worth checking out. So watch it if you've never watched it and let me know what you think. As always, we want to know what you guys think. Leave that comment. Share this video with all of your friends. Make sure you hit that like button. It's free. It helps the channel. We appreciate it. Miko says we need more subscribers. You don't want to disappoint Miko, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell while you're down there so you don't miss a single video we do. And friends, at the end of the day, I know what you know, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.